Hello and welcome to BB&T Point on this Father's Day Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. It is game 4 of a 4-game series for the High Point Rockers and the Long Island Ducks. After dropping the first two, including game 1 of a doubleheader, the Rockers won last night in grand fashion 8-0, shutting out a red-hot Ducks offense yesterday, and find themselves in a position to split the series, which, as we talked ad nauseum yesterday, is so important. I welcome in now Ash Fields. Ash, thanks for joining me as always. What are some of the keys in your mind for the Rockers today? And then for the Ducks, what does each team need to do to come away with a win? Huge, because the Ducks can win the series with a win today. If not, the Rockers win, they split.
Yeah, good to be here, Kev. Thanks very much. Yeah, for the Rockers, it's just going to be getting off to that fast start, scoring early. We saw in game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday, they scored first and were able to tack on 8 runs and get the victory. And in the previous 2 games, the Ducks scored first and just sort of ran away with it. So I think for the Rockers, want to score first and get into that Ducks bullpen nice and early. Going up against Kevin McAvoy today for the Ducks, making his Ducks debut. Was with the Salem Red Sox, released back in March, so it's going to be a tough task. And for the Ducks, just getting back on track, just doing what they do best, solid pitching, hitting the ball up and down the lineup, and just solid defense, getting back on the winning track.
We will keep an eye on that for sure. When we look over at the standings, this is what it looks like. The Long Island Ducks, 31-17, number 1 in the Liberty Division. They are followed by the Somerset Patriots, who are 29-19. They find themselves 2 games behind Long Island. Your Rockers are 28-23, 4.5 games back. A win here would put the Rockers 3.5 back of the first-place team, and this is the last time they're going to face the Ducks before that All-Star break. So before that first half split, where if you're number 1, you clinch a playoff spot, this is the last time the Rockers are going to get a chance to, and I used this term yesterday, if you will, control their own destiny. Because no, they don't have to worry about anybody else today but themselves in this series, beating the Ducks. As you talked about yesterday, Ash, when it gets later into the year, going into the All-Star break, if the Rockers keep winning, they're going to be hoping for a little help from their friends who play the Ducks to get some wins while they get wins to make up a little bit of ground. So, on paper, you might say it's a June game, it's Sunday, why is it important? This is why it's important. It's the last time they're going to see him before the break, so they're starting that last push before the end of the first half, and the Rockers have a chance to make it 3.5 because that All-Star game is coming up quicker than you think, and then we're already halfway done with the season, believe it or not. Still plenty of games to go. I think yesterday was game 51 of the season, I believe. So we're in the 50s at least. The All-Star break is the 8th to the 11th. So July 7th is the last game before the first half for your Rockers. And that's the last home stand as well of the first half. And they're going to take on the Somerset Patriots when they do that. So that is what you need to think about. So that's going to be a big series, too, when you look for, because Somerset, the second-place team, so that's going to play a big role. Who knows if the Ducks, for whatever reason, fall down a little bit on their winning ways. Hard to believe because they've been so good. If that was to happen, that Somerset series becomes a huge series. But you got to look at here and now, and this homestand not over. You have the High Point Rockers taking on the Ducks, and then they're going to take on the Barnstormers, who I believe the Rockers will be seeing for the first time this season, definitely the first time at home. A lot to think about. Let's preview that pitching matchup today, shall we? First, Ash, what can you tell me about Kevin McAvoy for the Long Island Ducks? He'll be on the mound for them today.
Yeah, so Kevin McAvoy, the big Roddy, 6'4", 210, out of Syracuse, New York. Went to Bryant University. Been in professional baseball. Was released, as I said earlier, by the Salem Red Sox on back in March of this year. He's going to make his Ducks debut, so they're looking to make a big impact here. Potentially clinch the series for the Ducks, and just wants to make a good impression with his new ball club, especially on the road. You know, as we said yesterday, the Ducks haven't won a series against High Point this season, looking to do that here today. So it's going to be a tough ask for the Rockers. So it should be a great game of baseball.
And if you're the Rockers, you have momentum on your side. You put up 8 last night, and you got a big 8-0 win. If you are Seth Simmons, the guy taking the mound today, and this is my opinion, at home especially, because that's when we get to see. We don't go on the road. So at home, Seth Simmons has been one of the most consistent pitchers that the Rockers have been able to put forward. You can always count on a good 5 or 6. If he's feeling real good, you'll see him go 6 or 7. I mean, when he can get his stuff going, he works fast, and he can really get going and be a real nightmare for a lineup.
Yeah, Seth Simmons always solid here at the point. Just always around the strike zone. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. Lets the defense do the work behind him. He'll strike out the occasional batter. A few numbers on Simmons: 5-3 on the season, 3.83 ERA, 49 1/3 innings pitched on the year, 34 strikeouts. So looking for a big start from Simmons today. Still rocking the mean beard. Nearly at the midway point of the season.
And what you'll see from Simmons, we had him on the Off the Rockers podcast a couple weeks ago. He mentioned this, that he uses a slider. That's not maybe his primary pitch, but something he uses. He says he's been talking to the other pitchers and talking about how he can use that to his advantage. So that's one of the specialty pitches you'll see him using. Of course, he has all the regular ones, but his slider is the one you'll see kind of he spices it in there to make batters think a little bit more.
Yeah, use the fastball to set up the slider, keep the hitters off balance, and hopefully throughout the ball game, Simmons can use that slider to just induce some poor swings and some weak contact from the Ducks. So it's going to be a big ask, but that's what we're hoping for.
Going to be a big game. The Ducks looking to bounce back after an 8-0 loss last night. Won the first one 3-2, a game that had a lot of drama. And in a close play at the plate that didn't go the Rockers' way, they won, and they had great offense throughout the way. That's just one play. And they won 3-2, and then 8-0, the Rockers won last night. So we are going to stand by here for the national anthem, and then we'll give you the starting lineups tonight. So let's go down to the field and get today's rendition of the national anthem. We'll be right back. Here's the Star Spangled Banner from BB&T Point.
And those who represent her, both at home and abroad. And join us in the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Tara Fleury.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Rockers fans, let's hear it for Tara Fleury.
All right, so that was the national anthem here from BB&T Point. Big thanks to Tara down there who did that for us today. Let's go ahead and let you know who is in the starting lineup. Do you want to take a crack at the Ducks one first there, Ash?
Yeah, for the Ducks, we got number 22, Ezekiel Carrera, out there in center field. Batting second, Steve Lombardozzi at second base. LJ Mazzilli in the 3-hole, DHing. Kirk Neuenhuis hitting cleanup out there in right field, number 24. Hitting fifth, catching, number 37, Hector Sanchez. Hitting sixth, number 30, the first baseman, David Washington. Hitting seven, the left fielder, number 15, Ray Fuentes. Hitting 8, the third baseman, number 9, Rando Moreno. And hitting in the 9-hole today, it's number 1, the shortstop, Vladimir Frias. And as we said, on the mound for the Ducks, it's number 17, making his debut, Kevin McAvoy.
And we'll give you the Rockers lineup as well. Big thanks to Ash for giving us the Ducks. It's 65, Steven Cardulo leading off. He's playing first base here today. Kalian Sams, the center fielder, number 7. He will be batting second, batting third. Number 23, guy who played a big role in yesterday's game, Tyler Marinkove, the right fielder. Batting cleanup, Vio Sergi Rosa. He's the DH today. Hector Gomez batting fifth at third base. Richie Schaefer, number 8. He will be in left field. Michael Russell, number 4. He is at second base. 17, Matt Jones will be behind the dish. He's batting 8th. And then it's Gio Alfonso at shortstop, where we've come to always see him in the field. He does a great job. He's a guy I really enjoy watching play defense, a guy who also fits that bill for me on the Ducks. I really like Ray Fuentes' game defensively, so I'm excited to see him play again. When you said his name, I clicked, I'm like, yeah, I like watching him.
Yeah, he plays a smooth, very smooth defensively and swings a good bat, Fuentes.
This is Ezekiel Carrera leading off here for the Ducks. Seth Simmons gets ready. The first pitch from BB&T Point is outside for a ball. Let's rock on a Father's Day Sunday. We thank you so much for joining us. A 1-0 count here for Carrera. The 1-0, this one put up into the air, into the outfield, in left field. This one traveling, and it drops right down on the warning track. One hop against the wall, doesn't go over, so a stand-up double for Ezekiel Carrera.
Yeah, that one just seemed to continue to carry out there in left center field, so Carrera finds himself with a leadoff double, and that's going to be a key for the Rockers if they're going to win this ball game, is to keep Carrera off the bases. He's just wreaked havoc throughout this series. 3 for 3 in game 1, a big leadoff home run on Friday night. And that'll bring up the second baseman, number 2, Steve Lombardozzi.
So with a man on second, Simmons pitches to Lombardozzi, who was showing bunt there.
Yeah, Lombardozzi, a lot of speed, handles the bat well. Checking that weather for you, the wind currently blowing from right to left. Beautiful here at the point. So if you're in the area, come down and enjoy an afternoon of baseball with Kev and I. Should be a great one.
Simmons, the pitch home. That one in there for a strike. I know, I don't know the number. I think it was 1,000 fans coming in today. Got a free baseball on Father's Day.
Yeah, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
No outs in the inning. A 1-1 count for Simmons. Runner on second in Carrera. The 1-1 from Simmons showing bunt is Lombardozzi. Simmons throws it over to first and gets Lombardozzi. Maybe could have had to play at third, but like you said, Lombardozzi's so quick, you'd hate to gamble and then have runners on the corners, no outs. So they go for the sure out at first with Carrera moving over to third.
How about Simmons there, taking that one barehanded? Doesn't rush the throw. Makes the play to Cardillo at first base. So one away, but the Ducks with a runner in scoring position early with Carrera down at third base. And that'll bring up the DH, number 11, LJ Mazzilli, 322 on the season, a pair of homers, 21 RBIs.
Mazzilli at the plate. Carrera on third now. Had a double with no outs, and you always talk about it, Ash, and you bring up a great point. It's so important to strike first, and the Ducks with an opportunity to do that right here, especially against a great pitcher like Seth Simmons.
And we've seen the Ducks score in multiple ways. They've used the long ball. They've manufactured runs. They've taken advantage of miscues from the Rockers thus far in the series. So Simmons and the Rockers are going to have to be sharp today if we're going to take this split.
2 pitches have missed. It's 2-0, 1 out.
And Mazzilli already in this series has had a few hard shots to Hector down at third base. So Hector's going to have to be heads up here.
The 2-0, this one hit right up the middle, and scoring will be Carrera. LJ Mazzilli and the Ducks get on the board first, 1-0. An RBI single here for Mazzilli.
So it seems to be the way the Ducks like to do it, like to score early, like manufacturing a run there, a double, a sac bunt, and then another single, and quickly up 1-0. And that'll bring up the right fielder, number 24, Kirk Neuenhuis.
So Neuenhuis moves in now, runner on first. First pitch to Kirk Neuenhuis in there for a strike. And the Rockers have done a pretty good job of keeping him at bay this series, because he is a powerful hitter. He's hitting .269, 29 RBIs on the year. He is always a threat at the plate, and the Rockers have had some pretty good luck against him. This one hit over to Cardullo, thrown over to Giovanni Alfonso, and they get the double play as Alfonso throws it back to first after tagging second. So Neuenhuis hits into the double play there, and the Rockers get out of the inning, but not before the Ducks hit 2 hits and score 1 run, no errors. And that is how the inning comes to an end. The Ducks strike first, and it is 1-0. We head to the bottom of the first. It's Kevin McAvoy's debut as a Long Island Duck. Cardullo, Soms, and Marinkov all due up here for the High Point Rockers. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Emily.
This is Lindsay.
And this is Elizabeth,
co-hosts of Beauties and Headcanons here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Once you are done with this episode, we hope you'll come check out our show, Beauties and Headcanons, where we talk nerdy to you about fandoms, fan fiction, and all pop culture for nerds that you can think of. A new show comes out every Friday.
Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
The first inning is brought to you by High Point University.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. I'm Kevin McMahon. I'm joined by Ash Fields.
That's me.
Cardullo getting ready to step in here as the leadoff hitter for the High Point Rockers. On the mound is Kevin McAvoy. This is his Long Island Duck debut, and he's doing it here at BB&T Point.
And if you're at home and you're thinking, I need a new pair of socks, the Rockers have special Father's Day socks at the point today. They look great. It looks, from our vantage point, we haven't been to the shop yet, it looks like a father and son playing catch. I believe there's a bat on there as well.
And then on the side, they say have activities that you might do with your father or with a father figure. You go to the mountains, to the beach, do some fishing, go to a cookout. So those pictures are on there too. They got a lot going on. They're pretty unique. It's High Sock Sunday. Every Sunday, the Rockers will wear a pair of custom socks. And Ash always talks about the guys have their pants up. Are they showing the socks off? On Sunday, every Rocker showing off the socks, wearing the pants up on High Sock Sunday. The first pitch into Cardullo for McAvoy is a strike, an 0-1 count for Cardullo to get the bottom of the first started.
So just another reason to get out of the ballpark, stylish socks. Might have to have a look at those after the game.
The 0-1 in there for a strike, an 0-2 count.
And we were talking about it yesterday. We like having Cardullo in the leadoff spot. Disciplined hitter. Knows how to handle the bat. Really works the count.
Did he go? No, he did not, says Kevin Morgan. This is Vincent Krejcer down there behind the plate. Benny Pigg at third base. Been a long 3 days for the players, but a long 3 days for this crew who had that doubleheader in there as well for them. The 1-2. Did he go? No, he did not once again, as that one missed. Only question was, did Cardullo come all the way around? Once again, Morgan says he does not. 2-2, no outs.
Sanchez looking to get rid of the sunglasses. He tosses them aside. Says he doesn't need them.
And it looks like Moreno was asking for that to be a last strike. He was looking over towards Morgan. Cardullo tips that one away. So a 2-2 count. Cardullo, we talk about how consistent he is, how reliable. And coming to the ballpark and you get the lineup handed to you, I always am curious, where's he going to be in the field? Because you never know. He can play so many positions. He's at first base here today. The 2-2 to Cardullo. He gets this one into right field, down for a single. What a great at-bat by Steven Cardullo, staying alive there as the Rockers pick up a leadoff hit, their first one of the day.
Yeah, nice job by Cardullo. Hit him with 2 strikes. Took that pitch on the outside corner and just poked it into right field for the leadoff single. That'll bring up your center fielder, number 7, Kalian Sums. Kevin and I like watching this guy hit. He takes some big swings. And just a fun guy to have around the club.
Always has a smile on his face and has a great attitude. A very, very fun guy to have on the team. And, yeah, we do love seeing him swing the bat. Here is Kalian Sams. The first pitch to him is in there for a strike. So McAvoy's first hitter as a Duck here at the point was Cardullo. He made it on to first base.
I think in the official roster he's listed as 6'2", but Kevin, I think he's a bit taller than that.
The 0-1, Sams puts this one high up into the air, into center field for out number 1. Cardullo moves back to first base. There's a big fly out to center field. That's a big out for McAvoy. Here comes the guy who had his fingerprints all over the ball game yesterday, Tyler Marinkov. Offense, defense, doesn't matter. He played a big role. He got a big insurance 3 RBI home run yesterday to make it 7-0 in the bottom of the second. That was the most runs scored by the Rockers in a single inning in franchise history. I think that might be a record. It's going to be tough to break. The throw back over to first. Defensively, he had a throw from right field yesterday all the way to Hector Gomez at third base. Gomez was able to make the tag, and they threw out the runner at third base. Even though it was a big lead, it was a huge moment as the Rockers ended the inning with that.
Yeah, Rando Moreno on the receiving end of that. The very speedy Rando Moreno. Yeah, so it's good to have Marinkov around the point. Swings a great bat. The rocket from right field, and we've seen the speed on display already. So we're hoping he sticks around for a while.
The 0-1 to Marinkov is what missing. And it's a 1-1 count. 1 out in the inning. Runner on first in Steven Cardullo. It's a 1-0 lead for the Long Island Ducks. Rockers with a chance here with a man on to try to even this one up. The pitch to Marinkov misses. It's 2-1.
So Marinkov in the hitter's count. Looking to keep this thing rolling for the Rockers. Cardullo has speed at first base. The Ducks defensively playing Marinkov relatively straight up. No shift on.
The 2-1, a big swing by Marinkov. That one fooled him there. 2-2 count, 1 out. Runner on first in Cardulo. Unless a double play occurs, Vio Sergi Rosa due up here in the on-deck circle. He's a DH for the Rockers. Sometimes plays first base as well. 2-2. Big swing by Marinkov. And that is a strikeout for McAvoy, his first of the day. 2 outs. This will bring up a guy who's swinging a very hot bat for the High Point Rockers, Vio Sergi Rosa.
Number 3, Vio Sergi.
Yeah, swinging the bat well as of late, using the opposite field as he spoke about in yesterday's ball game. Can't get those hands through. We've seen a few big hits. We've seen a few big hits to right field. Had a big double down the right field line yesterday. To get the party started for the Rockers in the second inning of Game 2.
That one in there for a strike to get things started. So it's an 0-1 count. 2 outs. Runner on first. Hector Gomez, a serious fan favorite here at the point, on deck. If the Rockers can keep this inning alive. 2 outs, a 1-0 lead for the Ducks. Here is the 0-1 to Rosa. That one in there for strike 2. Rosa kind of leaned back like he thought that one missed. But it's 0-2 and McAvoy on the verge to get out of this one.
Yeah, late strike call there. Rosa not too impressed, but nonetheless in an 0-2 hole. Steps out, has a stretch, wants to think about it. So going back to the Marinkov at bat. McAvoy made 2 good pitches to get a tough hitter out there in Marinkov. Fooled him twice.
On the run here is Cardulo. He is going to be safe as the pitch missed to make it 1-2, 2 outs, and Cardulo is safe at second base.
Yeah, Dulo had a good jump there. Good throw from Sanchez, but Dulo in ahead of it. So a chance for Rosa here to even the score at 1-1 with a base hit. That wind still blowing, just picked up again, blowing from right to left.
Here is the 1-2. Big swing. McAvoy gets out of the inning as the Rockers will leave Cardulo on at second base. 2 big strikeouts for McAvoy as he gets out of the inning. Ducks lead 1-0. That Rockers inning, there was 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 man left on in Steven Cardulo. We will be right back as Seth Simmons makes his way back out to the mound for the Rockers. Due up for the Ducks, Sanchez, Washington, and Fuentes. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, The Cheap Seats, where we talk about sports from the fans' perspective. A new show comes out every Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Cheap Seats. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And the show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. Again, thank you for checking out the following broadcast in Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Your Life Matters.
Welcome back to The Point. Kevin McMahon and Ashfield. Seth Simmons, the pitch to Hector Sanchez as we get started here in the top of the second. That one missing for a ball. It's a 1-0 count. No outs here as we get started in the bottom of the second. The 1-0, or top of the second, excuse me. The 1-0 missing as well. So it's a 2-0 count. No outs here for Sanchez and the Ducks. Simmons gave up 1 run in the last inning, so a 1-0 lead for Long Island. A big swing here by Sanchez, and that makes it 2-1.
Yeah, going back to the first inning for the Rockers with Cardullo, had 2 check swings that weren't called for strikes, and Rando Moreno, the Ducks' third baseman, with a bit of theatrics, had the arms out like, you kidding me, man? He went.
Yeah, they were close, so I think, and I brought it up because you don't see that too much because that's a long conversation. That's like being on 2 different ends of the dinner table down there. That one outside, 3-1. Talking about a long distance. Oh, that was the 3-1 that was outside. So 4-1, a walk for Hector Sanchez to get things started here in the second inning. So a leadoff walk for Sanchez. Simmons being careful with him. David Washington makes his way to the plate, the former Major League Baseball player from San Diego. 293 on the year, 16 home runs and 38 RBI. The pitch to Washington, that one missing. That makes it a 1-0 count.
So Rando Moreno, the unofficial 4th umpire on the field, for those of you at home.
And if you're wondering, 16 leads the league in home runs. So David Washington is the home run king in the Atlantic League, has the most. And we saw him blast one off the batter's eye earlier this series, I should say. That was a massive shot, and not only can he hit home runs, but when he gets a hold of one, he absolutely sends them all the way. Here's a double play ball for the Rockers, and they do not get it as Washington hit that one over to Russell. He busts it down the line, not just a home run hitter, but a good, just a great player who will hustle and beat out the play, and he did right there. So a fielder's choice for the Rockers as they are unable to turn that one into 2. Great hustle.
Yeah, nice hustle by Washington. A bit of a slow developing double play. Not a very quick throw from Russell at second base to Gio, and Gio didn't have much on the throw, so Washington, running from the left-handed batter's box, able to beat that down the line. So the Ducks still with a chance here with Ray Fuentes, the left fielder, in the box.
And Washington on the move, the throw into the outfield. And if that was caught, that was going to be close. It rolls out to center field to Psalms. Washington on the move. Matthew Jones's throw just a little off target.
Yeah, that throw beat Washington to the base. Gio was there. If he had caught that, would have applied it as he slid into second base, but unable to make the catch and into center field. So Washington in scoring position with 1 out for the Ducks.
1 out. Ray Fuentes at the plate here for the Ducks. The 1-0 to him. A big swing makes it 1-1. 1 out in the inning. 1-0 the Ducks lead. They have a runner on second for the second inning in a row. They are looking to make something happen here and get some extra runs to their total as they look to win their first series against the Rockers all season long. This one missing. Jones trying to get Washington on a big lead. The throw high as Washington slid back in time. 2-1, 1 out. Washington on second base, and the radar, he is high on the radar of Jones and the Rockers. They are fully aware of his base stealing capabilities and power that he has. The pitch from Simmons, this one fouled away. Hector Gomez, who is a foul ball expert, that one goes over into foul play. Strange way to describe somebody, but I think that's an appropriate way because we know they don't keep that stat of how many balls caught in foul territory, but I guarantee you Hector's name would be high on that list. He does not let that white line control how he plays the game. He will go up into the concession stand to catch one if he had a good look at it.
Yeah, always hustling Hector. A fan favorite here at the point.
The 2-2, that one missing. Going to be a full count here for Fuentes and Simmons. 1 out in the inning. David Washington on second base. On deck, it's Rando Moreno. Fuentes at the plate. Seth Simmons on the mound, a Winston-Salem native. The 3-2. That one in there. Ray Fuentes goes down looking. A strikeout for Seth Simmons. His first strikeout on the day. And this brings up Rando Moreno here in the top of the second. 2 outs in the inning. David Washington at second base.
And that stolen base from Washington, that was his 10th on the season. So he hits for average, he hits home runs, he steals bases.
Hector Gomez, a diving effort. The throw made to first for the out. Moreno was first pitch swinging, sends one down to Gomez. Hector makes a great defensive play to end the inning.
That was a great play from Hector. Dives to his left on the ground. Washington coming down, breathing down his neck, avoids him. A strong throw to Cardillo and the Rockers, and Simmons get out of it.
Hector Gomez playing like the star that he is. What a play. And that ends the top of the second inning. Put a 0 in the column for the Ducks. No hits in the inning. One runner reached or left on there in Washington. And it's 1-0. The Ducks lead. No runs in that inning. We'll be right back as we head to the bottom of the second. Gomez, Schaefer, and Michael Russell making their way to the plate here for the Rockers in this next half inning. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Rewritten. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
The bottom of the second inning is brought to you by Crescent Ford. Leading off for your High Point Rockers, the third baseman, number 6.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kip McMahon and Ash Fields here with you. Hector Gomez stepping in here for the Rockers. Hector getting a nice reception here. He always does, but especially after that last play. The crowd showing their appreciation. McAvoy on the mound. The first pitch to Gomez in there for a strike. Makes it an 0-1 count. I know it's early, but one thing we've seen McAvoy doing, he's getting ahead early in these counts.
Yeah, getting that first pitch strike. Really just setting up the rest of the pitch sequence against these Rockers hitters.
The 0-1. Hector Gomez hits this one into left field. A no-doubter solo shot. Send it, Gomez. Home run trotting around the bases. The crowd loving it. Hector, an early hero again here in High Point today.
How appropriate is that? Makes a great defensive play. Leads off the next inning with a solo home run. Getting a bit of a standing ovation here in High Point. Well deserved. Gets a towel from Gio.
Giovanni Alfonso put the towel on him.
Pretty warm here on a Father's Day, and everyone's all smiles and happy in the Rockers dugout.
And that was a big one there from Hector Gomez. One swing of the bat, and it is all tied up 1-1 here in this bottom of the second inning. So a leadoff home run. One strike here for Richie Schaefer, 1 ball. It's a 1-1 count.
So as we said, there were free baseballs given out to the fans here today at the Point. So Hector just wanted to add one more to that. Another souvenir.
The 1-1, that one in there for a strike. He knew as soon as that one left the bat that was a home run.
That went into his trot. Wearing that was Hector's first home run at the Point in batting gloves. So I think he's going to stay with the batting gloves. We'll keep you updated on that.
The 1-2. And that one has Schaefer swinging, and Schaefer will strike out there. His first time up today ends in a strikeout. One more note about Hector Gomez, a fun little trivia question about him. He is the player who had the very first hit here at BB&T Point. Even before somebody on the away team, the Sugar Land Skeeters, could get a hit, Hector Gomez was the first one. It was a light hit, and he beat it out at first base.
So Hector Gomez taking care of business at the point.
The 1-0 to Michael Russell, who is the batter now. That one missing. A 2-0 count now for Russell. 1 out. Matthew Jones, a newly acquired catcher for the Rockers, on deck here for High Point. A 2-0 count for Russell. Russell hits this one up into the air. It will be playable. And caught with his back turned is Frias, who is able to handle that one. Vladimir, the shortstop, catches that one out there in left field. 2 away. Matthew Jones makes his way to the plate here. Russell and Jones, newly acquired guys after some changes were made to the roster with Brett Austin and Dante Bichette Jr. having their contracts purchased and moving on to be a part of major league organizations. Matthew Jones at the plate here for the Rockers. The first pitch to him missing for a ball. 1-0 count for the Colorado native.
Yeah, and Russell, 3 hits in the doubleheader yesterday. Pair of singles and a double. And Jones getting in on the act as well.
Jones hits this one down on the ground to Rando Moreno, who fires it over to David Washington at first for out number 3. But not before Hector Gomez led off the inning with a massive solo home run into left field. One swing of the bat ties up this game, makes it 1-1. 1 hit in the inning and 1 run that would serve as the equalizer here today. 1-1 is the score as we move on to the 3rd inning. Simmons back on the mound for the Rockers. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Just kidding.
This is Rachel Mullins, host of #NoFilterFriday here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my new show, #NoFilterFriday, where we talk about all of the sexual misconduct allegations swirling around Hollywood. A new show drops every Friday at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of #NoFilterFriday. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
That was pretty easy. Look at that. Congratulations, Maddox.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
That's 101 for Catch with Dad and 160.
This is Liz Colburn, host of The Morning Uplift here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back and check out my show, The Morning Uplift, where we talk about finding your beauty in the journey. A new show comes out twice a month on the 1st and 3rd Mondays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Morning Uplift. Thank you again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Ash Fields with you. Vladimir Frias with you as well. He's at the plate. Seth Simmons, the first pitch. Frias hits this one on a line to Giovanni Alfonso. First pitch swinging, 1 out in the inning. And that will give 1 out to Seth Simmons as Ezekiel Carrera makes his way to the plate. He had a double his last time up for the Ducks. He would be hit in as the only run for the Ducks so far, but it's 1-1. Ducks Rockers all tied up.
Yeah, Carrera, really setting the table for the Ducks. Always getting on base via the hit, via the walk, using the speed. So Simmons looking to equalize here and keep Carrera off the base paths.
That one missing. Makes it 1-1, 1 out.
Gomez down at third base for the Rockers, playing even with the base.
The 1-1, Carrera hitting this one into right field. Backtracking up against the wall is Marinkov, who is there for out number 2. After having one run hit in the second inning by Hector Gomez, Seth Simmons comes out with a tie game, and he has had 2 quick at-bats. He would love to get back into the dugout and let his Rockers have another try at the plate. Lombardozzi in there now. The first one a bit high in there for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, this guy, Lombardozzi, always a tough out. Handles the bat well. Really works. Has a good idea of the strike zone.
Lombardozzi hits this one on the ground to Michael Russell, who throws it over to first, to Cardullo, to retire Lombardozzi. So after the Rockers score a run in the bottom of the second, come out in the top of the third, as Seth Simmons gets the Ducks to go down 1, 2, 3 in order. No runs, no hits, no errors in the inning. It's 1-1. The Rockers and the Ducks are all tied up, due up for your High Point Rockers. It is going to be Alfonso, Cardullo, and Psalms. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey, guys.
This is Keith.
And Katie from Coffee with Keith and Katie on Public House Media.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
When you're done listening to this show, I hope you'll come check out our show, Coffee with Keith and Katie. A new episode comes out every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Madeline, host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back to check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Jessica and I talk about our time in the pageant world. A new show comes out bi-weekly on Thursdays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. A great crowd on hand here on this Father's Day Sunday. We thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Father's Day here with us, whether it's on Spreaker or if you're with us on YouTube. We say hello to you, and once again, a very happy Father's Day to everybody out there from Ash and myself in the High Point Rockers.
Yeah, I just wanted to say happy Father's Day to my father. So happy Father's Day, Dad.
1-1 is the score. It's all tied up.
Brought to you by Eat Luxury.
Here for the Ducks and the Rockers. Giovanni Alfonso makes his way to the plate here for the Rockers after they were able to tie it up last inning with a solo shot by Hector Sanchez. Or excuse me, Hector Gomez.
Yeah, Hector Sanchez, the catcher for the Ducks.
Yeah, Gomez had that big solo home run shot to make it 1-1. At the plate right now is Giovanni Alfonso. That was Hector Gomez's third home run on the year. Came at a good time.
Yeah. Even the score, Simmons was happy with that, and Simmons did a nice job in that last inning, shutting the door on the Ducks.
The 1-1, Giovanni Alfonso hits this one foul. Makes it 1-2.
It's always a good feeling as a pitcher, too. You know, your guys give you some run support, and you come out the next inning and shut it down. So Simmons and the Rockers looking to build from that.
The 1-2 missing here for Kevin McAvoy, who is on the mound for the Ducks. Once again, this is his Long Island debut A 2-2 count here for Giovanni Alfonso at the plate. The 2-2. Giovanni reaches for this one. Going to be a tough play at first. He's going to make it after this one bounced off of the bare hand of Frias. He was unable to grab it. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I would grade that as a hit.
Yeah, it's going to be a hit. That would not hit very hard. Just past McAvoy on the mound. Frias charging in. No choice but to go to the bare hand. It was sort of an in-between hop. Unable to field that cleanly. And Gio on board here in the bottom of the third for the Rockers. A chance for Cardullo to keep this thing moving.
Stephen Cardullo, 65, at the plate. That one in there for a strike. Giovanni Alfonso on first base. Cardullo is exactly the guy you want up there if you're the Rockers. He can do a little bit of everything. 245 is his average. He has 25 RBIs on the season, 4 home runs. He's a former major leaguer, a former Colorado Rocky. That one missing there makes it 1-1.
Yeah, Cardullo handles the bat well, can drop down a bunt, a good hit and run guy. So Keefe, a lot of options here. Moreno playing even with the bag at third. Cardullo hooks that one past Keefe at third base. Into the Ducks bullpen.
One-two count, no outs in the inning. There is a runner on first base, and Giovanni Alfonso. Giovanni is the shortstop for the Rockers. 1-2 is the count. Let's see what McAvoy does here, looking for his first out. The 1-2. Cardullo reaches across for it. It bounces foul.
He's checking his bat, make sure it didn't break because he hit that one off the very end. Looks to be intact. So Gio back to first base. So nice job by Cardullo. They're just fighting that one off. Tough pitch from McAvoy. As we said, McAvoy doing a nice job, just working ahead in the count. In case you just joined us, your current score line. The Ducks, 1 run off 3 hits, no errors. The Rockers, 1 run off 3 hits, no errors.
And Giovanni Alfonso has seemed to be caught down in the middle, and he will get thrown out as he took a little too big of a lead there and gets tagged out for out number 1 as the throw over to first. He got caught in the middle and then was tagged. At the plate is still Cardullo. It's a 1-2 count, but now 1 out in the inning.
Lost his shoe on that play as well. He's lost his left shoe, so he's walking off with it in his hand. Big David Washington picked it up for him. It's a bit unfortunate for the Rockers, but well played by McAvoy and the Ducks.
This one missing. Makes it 2-2. Bounces behind the catcher, but nobody on there, so not a big deal.
Yeah, so McAvoy doesn't really have to worry about that breaking ball in the dirt. If that one, as Kev just said, that doesn't matter if it gets away, as Gio has been retired, so a bit unfortunate for the Rockers.
The 2-2. Cardullo hits this one softly over to Lombardozzi, who throws it over to David Washington for out number 2. And McAvoy, all of a sudden, has 2 outs here after a leadoff single for Giovanni Alfonso. Kalyan Sams comes up, the center fielder, who hails from the Netherlands.
And you got to think on that Cardullo ground out to second base. Going back to the previous pitch, the pass ball, it got through Sanchez. If Gio was still aboard, he's at second base, and that ground out by Cardullo puts him at third base with 1 out. But not to be, so Psalms will bat with nobody on with 2 outs.
The pitch to Psalms, that one missing, makes it 1-0.
So Psalms a new rocker as well, looking to have an impact here. It's great to have him on the team.
The 1-0, that one missing, makes it 2-0. Toms has a ton of power. So you got to respect him. You don't want to give him one right over the plate. The 2-0. Soms puts this one up into the air. Into right field as Neuenhuis is there and records it for out number 3 and then tosses the ball into the outfield for some lucky fans out there in right field. It is still a 1-1 ball game. One hit in the inning. No runs, no errors. It is still a tie game at 1-1. We head now to the 4th inning. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball, Mazzilli, Neuenhuis, Sanchez. All due up next here for the Ducks.
Located behind home plate to pick up your free.
This is Kim Meyer, the host of Choose to Rise here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about living with positive mindsets, how to increase our confidence, building our faith, and living out our life on purpose. A new show comes out via podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to catch the episode live instead, stop by Public House Media around 6:45 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Rockers would like to give a special thank you to Abu Rugs for donating to our
This is
stadium.
Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. I'm Kevin McMahon. I got Ash Fields here with me. It's a 1-1 ball game tied up between the Ducks and the Rockers. Now stepping in for Long Island, it is LJ Mazzilli. The first pitch to him, missing for a ball, 1-0.
Mazzilli DHing today, 322 on the season, a pair of home runs, 21 RBIs. And every time we see this guy hit, he always seems to hit the ball hard. Even when he gets out, it's always hard contact. So a great hitter here.
This one hit up into the air. Cardullo trying to track it down as that one takes a bounce into the net there. Foul.
Yeah, Cardullo busting, hustling for that one down the line into the Rockers bullpen. Ran a long way for that, unable to come up with it. But a good effort nonetheless. Simmons liking the effort. Simmons looking good early. As we said, throws a lot of strikes, lets the defense work behind him.
The 2-1, that one missing, makes it a 3-1 count. No outs in the inning here. Mazzilli at the plate, Neuenhuis waiting on deck. The 3-1, this one hit up into the outfield. Soms is there in center field, makes the catch for out number 1. Kirk Neuenhuis stepping in now for the Long Island Ducks. We talked about it a little bit when he was last up, and then he into a double play. He is a great hitter. He has a ton of power, and he is always a tough out. He has 29 RBIs, 8 home runs, and hits at a .265 average. The first pitch from Simmons, a big swing there by Neuenhuis, makes it 0-1. He's a tough out, and the fact that the Rockers have been able to keep him at bay this series is a good thing for the Rockers.
Yeah, credit to the Rockers pitching staff. Have been able to strike Neuenhuis out a few times. A double play last time, gotten him to roll over a few pitches to the right side. So Look at Simmons looking to continue that trend here, but as you said, Kev, Neuenhuis, a very tough out. A big man at the plate.
The 0-2, that one misses, makes it 1-2, 1 out here in the inning. A 1-1 game. Kirk Neuenhuis at the plate, number 24. He's in right field today. The 1-2 to him, that one missing. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes in the at-bat for Neuenhuis.
A good waste pitch but from Simmons there. Breaking ball down the dirt. Neuenhuis doesn't chase it. So Simmons was hoping he'd chase that down and just roll over it to Cardullo at first base. Here's the 2-2.
Neuenhuis, a big hit. Giovanni Alfonso almost was able to bring it back in for out number 2. There's that power from Neuenhuis as that one gets down for a single.
Yeah, sharp single to center, just out of Gio's reach. Kept his shoes on that time, but unable to get that ball.
The catcher, number 37.
That'll bring up the catcher, number 37, Hector Sanchez. Sanchez, a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the right-handed Simmons. And a fun little fact about Seth Simmons, as we said earlier, has the beard, so he did not take part in Mustache Appreciation Day yesterday. He's kept the beard. But it's a great beard, though. It's a great beard. We like it.
You don't want to get rid of that, not just for one day. It feels like I feel like a lot of hard work's gone into that, so you don't want to sacrifice it. 0-1 count here for Hector Sanchez. The 0-1. He hits this one on the ground to Hector Gomez. Gomez goes to second. They go to first. Cardullo able to grab it off the ground, and they turn 2. It got started by Gomez. Simmons with a big high five for Hector Gomez. He is loving that one as the Rockers turn 2 and get out of the inning. 1 hit in the inning for the Ducks, but the Rockers are able to retire the Ducks and get out of there and keep it tied up. It is 1-1 still as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Due up for the Rockers, it's Marinkov, Rosa, and and Hector Gomez. So we'll be right back with Marinkov, Rosa, and Gomez coming up here for the Rockers. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And this show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. Again, thank you for checking out the following broadcast in Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Your Life Matters, where we talk about dreaming big and dreaming bold to reach your wildest dreams in both your health and your happiness. A new show comes out every single Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Your Life Matters. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Twin Oaks Car Wash and Splish Splash Car Wash.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Ash Fields here with you.
We were talking about it last inning, that double play to end the top of the 4th for the Ducks. That was a nice play by Hector there. We thought he was going to go to first base, and it looked like he was going to do that momentarily. Elected to go to second, and a nice turn at second. And Cardullo, a good pickup at first base on the latter end of that. So good defense from the Rockers, flashing the leather. So that'll bring up the right fielder, Tyler Marinkov. Struck out his first time up.
As that one is hit into right field for out number 1. Able to make the catch out there was Kirk Neuenhuis.
The DH.
So McAvoy will be happy with that. One pitch, one out.
Rosa.
That'll bring up the DH, number 3, Vio Sergi Rosa. Checking the wind for you. Currently blowing slightly out. Also right to left. That one in there for a strike. For an 0-1 count. Rosa struck out swinging his first time up back in the first. Quickly 0-2. As Rosa swings through the pitch down in the zone. McAvoy looking sharp early for the Ducks in his Ducks debut. Formerly in the Boston Red Sox organization. Released earlier this season. 1-2 to Rosa, 280 on the season, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs. Takes that one away, runs the count to 2-2. Moreno well off the line at third base, so Rosa could poke one down the third base line. He'd have himself an easy double. Missing away, runs the count full, so Rosa doing a nice job here, good plate discipline.
And you got one out in the inning here for Vio Sergi Rosa. Gomez on deck. The 3-2, full count. That one missing. Rosa will get put on first base, and Gomez comes to the plate now.
Yeah, nice at bat by Rosa there. Brought that one all the way back. Coaxed the walk. And Gomez still rocking the batting gloves. Looking for more here. A chance to keep this thing going for the Rockers.
So Rosa on after walking. Gomez at the plate. The first pitch tipped away by Hector Gomez for a strike. Kevin McAvoy on the mound here for the Long Island Ducks. Hector Gomez, the man who had a solo home run to tie this thing up. Just turned a nice double play to end the inning last inning, so he is having quite the day. The 0-1. That one missing makes it 1-1, 1 out.
Yeah, Hector, he just looks really locked in as of late at the plate. Putting good quality swings on the ball. Not really chasing anything out of the zone, so it's good to see Gomez in good form at the plate.
The 1-1, that one missing makes it 2-1, 1 out.
So as we said in the pregame, one of the keys for the Rockers to win this game and split the series with the Ducks is going to be getting into their bullpen, getting the starter out, Kevin McAvoy, early. Able to do that in the second game of yesterday's doubleheader. Looking for more today.
The 2-1. Hector Gomez puts this one up in the air in center field. Looked good off the bat, but then was out there in center field, and Carrera was able to make the play. Rosa out there on first. 2 outs in the inning as Richie Schaefer makes his way to the plate. Schaefer had a home run in the game yesterday.
Yeah, Schaefer, a big home run to left center yesterday, swinging the bat well. 8 home runs on the season. Getting the start in left field today.
Richie Schaefer, a big swing. Makes it 0-1.
So if you're the Ducks, we've seen Schaefer chase a few balls out of the zone in this series. So the Ducks looking to stay away. Fastballs away and breaking balls out of the zone away to Schaefer. That one misses upstairs. Evens the count at 1-1.
2 outs in the inning. Still 1-1. We are here in the bottom of the 4th on a Father's Day Sunday. The 1-1. That one missing makes it 2-1. 2 outs. Richie Schaefer at the plate. Michael Russell, one of the new guys, one of the newcomers here for the Rockers on deck. He's playing second base today. He played there yesterday and been doing a good job. Been enjoying him in the field.
Yeah, it's fun to watch so far from Huntersville, North Carolina. Number 4 playing position number 4.
The 2-1 to Schaefer. That one in there for a strike. 2-2. Richie let it go. Thought it was going to be a ball based on his reaction. That one in there for a strike. 2-2.
Yeah, I think McAvoy's going to go all speed away. Out of the zone here.
The 2-2, a big swing from Schaefer. He misses there, and it's Kevin McAvoy who comes in there and gets strike 3. Another strikeout for McAvoy. His 4th on the day. Richie Schaefer striking out for the second time this afternoon. Seth Simmons jogs back out to the mound. 1 man left on in Rosa. No hits, no runs, no errors in the inning. We move now to the 5th inning. And it is going to be Washington, Fuentes, and Moreno due up for the Ducks. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, The Cheap Seats, where we talk about sports from the fans' perspective. A new show comes out every Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Cheap Seats. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And this show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. Again, thank you for checking out the following broadcast in Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kevin McMahon and Ash Fields, David Washington. Walking back to the plate here for the Ducks. Seth Simmons on the mound as we get ready to start the top of the 5th. The last inning came to an end after a Richie Schaefer strikeout.
Yeah, going back to that strikeout, Kev, that's 2 Ks for Schaefer on the afternoon. And if I'm the Ducks pitching staff, I'm just going to keep throwing Schaefer off speed away out of the zone until he proves that he can lay off that pitch consistently. We've seen Schaefer had the big home run yesterday, so the Ducks know he can hit a fastball, but just needs to be able to lay off that breaking ball away. From the Ducks, I'm just a steady diet of all speed away for the rest of the afternoon to Schaefer.
The first pitch into Washington was a strike. The second one missing there. 1-1, no outs here in the 5th inning. 1-1, it is all tied up after both teams scored early. It was the Ducks scoring in the first inning, top of the first. It was the Rockers scoring in the bottom of the second. This one fouled away by Washington, makes it 1-2.
Yeah, in Washington, so many ways to do damage and have an impact for this Ducks team. Hits for power, hits for high average. Showed us the speed last time. Beat out the fielders, made it aboard via the fielder's choice. Stole a base. Flashes the leather out in the field.
The 1-2, that one missing, makes it 2-2. No outs here in the inning for David Washington. He's the leadoff batter here in this top of the 5th. the 2-2. That one in there for a strike as Washington does not swing, and Simmons gets him to go down looking. And after giving up that one run in the first inning, Simmons has settled in and been outstanding. Only one run, and he is through 4 1/3 work so far and looking good. Ray Fuentes stepping up here for the Ducks. The first pitch to Fuentes, upstairs for a ball.
And I noticed that in between innings, last inning, as the Ducks were running off the field, Ezekiel Carrera crashed into Hype the Horse, the Rockers mascot, but it didn't seem to faze Hype too much. He just carried on with the on-field activity he was involved in. So, well done, Hype. Didn't look intentional from Carrera. Didn't look intentional. So
I missed that.
Everyone's okay.
The 1-1 to Fuentes. This one hit hard, and it is fair as it bounces on the line. It gets down in the corner. It's at least 2. He's getting the signal to come into third. Get down, and he slides in for a triple. Lou Ford over there directing traffic as the third base coach once again today.
Yeah, nice better hitting by Fuentes there. Snuck it inside the right field line. Didn't look like he was running overly hard, thinking that he'd just pull up at second base. But put on the afterburners, rounding second base, and slides in head first.
Jamie Keefe, the manager here for the Rockers, is coming in, and he is requesting a meeting here, and the umpires are going to talk it over to decide whether that was foul or fair. And if this one gets reversed, it was very close. If this one gets reversed, I would imagine that the Ducks manager, Wally Backman, would come out here to talk about it as well. Tough. You got to
tough, but very close.
Yeah.
From my vantage point, it looked fair, but Keefe wants a second opinion.
They're going to leave it as a fair ball. It's going to be a triple here for Fuentes, and Keefe still
not convinced.
Still not convinced. He is going to walk back into the dugout, and he is up on that top stairs still, and now going back into the dugout. 1 out in the inning. Fuentes hit one that stayed just on that line. It was fair. The umpires confirmed it, but boy, was it close. As it took that's the great thing about turf, the good and the bad thing for a pitcher. It's going to take good bounces. That'll help your defense out, but it's going to take legit bounces. Nothing is going to stay in a straight line. It did right there. Bounced right on the line and then rolled over into the corner, and Fuentes was able to get over to third. Rando Moreno at the plate, and it's a 1-1 count for him. He has a man on third that he is going to want to try to hit in here to break the tie in this tied up 1-1 game.
Yeah, the Rockers defensively on the infield playing about halfway.
Moreno puts it on the ground over to Giovanni Alfonso, who looks home, gets it over to Cardullo for out number 2. Heads up play by Gio as he checked the runner at third and then goes over and gets the out at first. So this is going to bring up Vladimir Frias, and the Ducks are going to have one more try in this inning with a man on third. The Rockers trying to get out of the inning and strand that runner at third base. A 1-1 game, a big at-bat here for Frias and Seth Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons will be happy with that. Weak contact from Moreno, unable to get it into the outfield. So everyone's back on the infield with 2 outs.
The first pitch from Simmons, that one outside for a ball, 1-0.
And Frias hit a sharp line drive that Alfonso caught at shortstop his first time up, back in the second.
The 1-0, that one tipped back, makes it 1-1.
Excuse me, that was in the third. Frias batted for the first time in the third inning. A 1-1 count, so Simmons looking to get out of it. Beautiful day for baseball. Big crowd here at the point.
The 1-1 from Simmons.
Well, Simmons wanted that. That one looked good from up here. Unable to get the call. runs the count to 2-1.
Free is at the plate. A runner on third in Fuentes. The 2-1. That one in there for strike two.
Big pitch from Simmons there. Frias steps out, wipes the brow, adjusts the sleeve, helmet back on.
Runner on third in Ray Fuentes. A 2-2 count, 2 outs, 1-1 tie ball game. Seth Simmons trying to leave the runner at third. The Ducks trying to break the tie. Here's the 2-2 from Simmons. He wanted it. That one missing for a ball. 3-2, very close. Vincent Kracher, the home plate umpire, says that one was indeed a ball. Let's do it again, but this time with a full count.
Yeah, Simmons started to walk off there, took one step, didn't get the call, a bit surprised. It was a good-looking pitch from up here in the box.
And a big pitch here, 3-2. Runner on third. 2 outs, the payoff pitch. That one in there for a strike, Seth Simmons. After a triple, they leave the man on third base. Do the Ducks as Seth Simmons and the Rockers get out of the inning. A big-time strikeout to get Frias to go down looking. 1-1 as the Rockers and the Ducks are all tied up. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. 1 man left on base. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball. Russell, Jones, Alfonso due up for the Rockers.
Hey guys,
This is Keith.
and Katie from Coffee with Keith and Katie on Public House Media.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcasts on Public House Media.
When you're done listening to this show, I hope you'll come check out our show, Coffee with Keith and Katie. A new episode comes out every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Madeline, host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back to check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Jessica and I talk about our time in the pageant world. A new show comes out bi-weekly on Thursdays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Daniel Poppy, host of How to Write Good here on Public House Media. I just want to thank you for listening to the following broadcast brought to you by Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope that you'll come check out my show, How to Write Good, the writing show that is not about writing. A new show of How to Write Good comes out every Wednesday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of How to Write Good. Again, thanks for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Ash Fields here with you. Michael Russell at the plate here for the Rockers. Big swing by Russell over there to the net, foul. And it is an 0-1 count as we get started here in the bottom of the fifth, all tied up 1-1. And Ash, how about that final strikeout there for Seth Simmons to get out of the inning? That was a huge moment.
Yeah, his third strikeout of the game. Yeah, that was huge. Left Ray Fuentes stranded at third base after the 1-out triple. So the Ducks unable to push him home. So that's really clutch for Simmons and the Rockers, looking to go up here in their half of the fifth. Russell looking good early in his Rockers career. 3 hits on the day yesterday in the doubleheader. Looks good out at second base from Huntersville, North Carolina.
The 2-1 to Russell. That one missing makes it 3-1.
And on the other side, McAvoy for the Ducks has looked good in his debut. Scattered 3 hits through 4 innings of work, giving up the 1 run.
This one hit up into the air by Russell. Washington is there to make the catch here for out number 1.
Yeah, good job by Washington there taking charge of that play. As we've said in the past, you never really want your pitcher making the catch. Washington took charge, made the play, took care of it. And that'll bring up the catcher, number 17, Matthew Jones. Another new face around High Point.
Matthew Jones, the catcher here, number 17, now at the plate, a big swing. That makes it 0-1, 1 out.
The in-between innings, we had the T-shirt tossed down at the point, so everyone's going crazy for the free shirts. Tyler Marinko might have to throw the T-shirts out one day after we saw the Rocket on display yesterday.
0-2, 1 out, a tie ball game, 1-1. The Ducks with 5 hits, the Rockers with 3. But the runs are the same. The 1-1, it's a 1-1 game. The 0-2, that one missing there, makes it 1-2.
So the Rockers looking to break through here. 1-all.
That one missing as well, makes it 2-2.
Checking that wind for you, still blowing from right to left. Beautiful sunny day here at the point. That one misses upstairs. Backs Jones off the plate. Runs the count full. So Jones will take a walk here. He's not too fussy. Just boost the on-base percentage. Here's the payoff pitch from McAvoy.
The 3-2, a big swing by Jones. He strikes out there. And McAvoy picking up another strikeout here.
Shortstop, number 1, Giovanni.
This brings up Giovanni Alfonso.
So that's 5 strikeouts on the day for McAvoy. Alfonso hits that one foul down the right field line into the seats.
Giovanni Alfonso up to bat here. An 0-1 count for him, 2 outs. The 0-1, the big swing, and that makes it 0-2, 2 outs. This would be a pretty quick inning here for McAvoy. In the bottom of the 5th inning, the 6th just on the horizon. The 0-2, Alfonso foul tips this one.
Gio, an infield single, his first time up. Got caught in no man's land, picked off and caught in a rundown by McAvoy and the Ducks. Ran so fast he ran out of his own shoe.
Alfonso hits this one up into right field. And it's Neuenhuis who is there, tracks it down, makes the catch for out number 3. We now move over to the 6th inning as the Rockers go down in order 1, 2, 3. Due up for the Ducks, it's Carrera, Lombardozzi, and Mazzilli. We'll be right back. Simmons back on the mound. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Fathers and godfathers, please stand. Rockers fans.
Jessica Hammer, co-host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Maddie and I talk about all things pageant related, especially our experiences in the Miss America organization. A new show comes out bi-weekly, every other Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Jenna Burt, host of the Confessions of a Military Spouse podcast here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Confessions of a Military Spouse, where we dig deep and talk about the unspoken hard truths of what it's really like to be a military spouse. A new show comes out bi-weekly. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Confessions of a Military Spouse. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Fans, the top of the sixth inning is brought to you by Guilford Basics.
Welcome back here to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Ash Fields here with you. Ezekiel Carrera makes his way to the plate here for the Long Island Ducks. Number 22, it is 1-1. Simmons still on the mound. The first pitch missing there for a ball. It's a 1-1 count. Both starting pitchers, after letting up runs in the early innings, the first inning, the second, have been pretty under control and have posted zeros from there on. After giving up one run in the first inning, it's been all zeros for Seth Simmons, the 1-1. That one missing makes it 2-1. There are no outs here as Ezekiel Carrera is the leadoff man here for the Ducks. The 2-1 from Simmons, a big swing, makes it 2-2. The Long Island Ducks are the first place team in the Atlantic League. They have the best record in the league in any division. 31 wins, 17 losses. Here's the 2-2 from Simmons. That one just missing, 3-2. Your Rockers are in third, 28-23. We talked about yesterday, if the Rockers got swept, they would have been 7.5 behind. They are 4.5 behind, and a win today would make them only 3.5 behind. The 3-2 from Simmons, and he gets the strikeout there. Carrera goes down looking.
Yeah, Carrera not really convinced by that call, but he's walking back to the dugout nonetheless. So that's huge from Simmons, kept keeping Carrera off the bases. Doesn't get any easier here with Lombardozzi striding to the plate, the second baseman for the Ducks.
That's 4 strikeouts on the day here for Seth Simmons. Steve Lombardozzi makes his way to the plate, 1 out. Lombardozzi, first pitch swinging, foul, tips it. Jones picks it up, hands it over to the umpire.
Yeah, Lombardozzi handles the bat well, can really work the count, can coax a walk. And just makes consistent contact, which is what you want with those guys at the top of the lineup.
This one hit over to Cardullo, foul.
Simmons wants a new ball, gets it. So an 0-2 count to Lombardozzi. 1 out here in the top of the 6th for the Ducks. 1-1 ball game here at the Point on a beautiful Sunday, Father's Day. That one misses up and away. 1-2 count. So if you're spending time with your dad today, give him a hug. Tell him thanks for all he's done for you.
That one tipped away. Makes it 1-2 for Lombardozzi at the plate. Simmons already has 1 strikeout in the inning, 4 in the game. Looking to get another strike here from Lombardozzi. 1-2 for Simmons on the mound. 1 out. Here's the 1-2. Lombardozzi puts it on the ground. Foul. Coming up next for the Rockers, it'll be the Lancaster Barnstormers here in this homestand. And after splitting a series with the Sugar Land Skeeters that they did on the road, so that's pretty impressive. There's the 1-2 to Lombardozzi. This one gets over to Russell, over to Cardullo for out number 2. The York Revolution, who are playing the Barnstormers right now, who the Rockers have seen a lot of recently. And if you came to the last homestand, you saw the Revolution in person. The Revolution have won 3 in a row against the Barnstormers. They had a doubleheader yesterday as well. and the Barnstormers have lost 3 in a row. LJ Mazzilli at the plate. This one hit into left field. It has a lot behind it, and that is going to break up the tie. A solo shot. 2-1. LJ Mazzilli, and the Ducks take the lead.
Yeah, big home run from Mazzilli there. We said last time he always hits the ball hard nearly every time up. Hit that one a ton. A big solo blast to left field. Breaks the tie, 2-1 Ducks.
Right fielder, number 20.
Simmons is going to have to reset quickly with the right fielder, Kirk Neuenhuis, up.
Kirk, even though he got his single his last time up, you would still think he is due because he has not really gotten to perform or reach base like he usually does. They've really kept him at bay here, the Rockers pitchers have. The 1-0, this one foul tipped away. 1-1 to put a bow on what I was saying. Just letting you know what the Barnstormers have been doing. They have lost 3 in a row, and they are currently trailing, I believe, 6-2. So, yeah, they're currently trailing 6-2. The 1-1, that one missing makes it 2-1. So that's what you can expect coming in. And we talked about the standings. Long Island out in front. So the Rockers have 1-1. They would love to pick one up, split the series, and win 2 in a row. The 2-1 as they take on the Barnstormers and look to get on a little bit of a winning streak here again and really put some wins together as they still push to finish the first half strong. The 3-1 from Simmons. Neuenhuis hits this one over to Cardullo and makes the play at first base.
Yeah, good pitch from Simmons there to retire Neuenhuis. Nice play by Cardullo. So the Rockers get out of it. Only 1 run allowed. The home run from Mazzilli. So the Rockers a bit of work to do in their half of the 6th.
Ready for today's mascot race brought to you by Guilford Basics.
And in that last inning, it was 1 hit, and that was a solo home run that brought in 1 run. LJ Mazzilli with a solo shot to tie this game up, or to take the lead, in a tie game. That made it 2-1 for the Long Island Ducks. Mazzilli, the difference maker so far for the Ducks. We will be right back as the Rockers are due up here in the bottom of the 6th. The Ducks lead 2-1.
A great start in life. Visit guilfordbasics.org.
We got a new pitcher, I believe, here for the Ducks. It is Cody Mincy. So we'll let him warm up, and we'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance here at Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you can come back and check my show, Viviendo una Vida en Balance, where we talk about life hacks to live a life in balance. And this show's in Spanish. A new show comes out every Monday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and share with your friends. Again, thank you for checking out the following broadcast in Public House Media.
We welcome you back here to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Ash Fields here with you. Stephen Cardullo makes his way back to the plate for the Rockers. Last time up for Cardullo. Hit it over to second base in a 4-3 and got out, so he comes up here in the bottom of the 6th. He has 1 single to his name. Looking to get something going as the Rockers trail 2-1. The new pitcher for the Ducks, as we told you before we went to break, is Cody Mincy. So that'll end the day for Kevin McAvoy. Give us a recap of what that looked like today, Ash.
Yeah, McAvoy in his debut for the Ducks. 5 Ks, 1 walk, scattered 3 hits, 1 run allowed. So solid work from him. A few numbers on Mincy. 1-0 in the season, 3.97 ERA, 11 in the third innings pitched, 16 strikeouts. So the Rockers looking to equalize here. And they're half of the 6th, down 2-1.
That one in there for a strike makes it 1-2, no outs. The leadoff man here in the inning is the leadoff man today for the Rockers, Steven Cardullo. Psalms waiting on deck. The 1-2. A big strikeout for Mincy. That is his first out of the bullpen. And it's a big one as he gets Cardullo to go down swinging. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Number 7.
A great start for Mincy there. Retiring the leadoff man. And that'll bring up Psalms, the center fielder for the Rockers. Looking for a big hit here on Father's Day here at the point. Great crowd on hand.
The first pitch to Psalms in there for a strike. Makes it 0-1, 1 out in the inning here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, and Psalms, we've seen him have some good swings early in his Rockers career. Just getting under a few, just missing some pitches. So looking to straighten a few out here, get started with a few line drives. He's a big man, a lot of power. Just trying to find his feet here at the point in front of the home crowd.
The 1-1. A big swing from Psalms makes it 2-1. Or 1-2, excuse me. A 1-2 count here for Kalyan Psalms. 1 out in the inning. 2-1 lead for the Ducks after an LJ Mazzilli solo shot. The 1-2, Psalms swinging, and he will strike out. So back-to-back strikeouts for Cody Mincy coming out of the bullpen, and man, does he look sharp. This brings up Tyler Marinko.
Yeah, Mincy looking good early in command. Retires Psalms, and Psalms hitting in the 2-hole today. We've seen him hit leadoff. He hit 6 in the 6-hole yesterday in game 1 of the doubleheader. So just trying to find his place here in the lineup.
That one in there for a strike makes it an 0-1. 2 outs.
So Marinko 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out his first time. Flied out to right. Back in the 4th. Checks his swing there. Rando Moreno, the unofficial 4th umpire. Had nothing to say about that one. We like Moreno, plays with a lot of spirit and passion.
The 1-1, that one in there for a strike. 1-2. And Mincy looking for his 3rd strikeout in a row.
Yeah, he's looking sharp out of the pen.
The 1-2. That one missing. 2-2, 2 outs. A 2-1 game. The Ducks lead by 1. Vio Sergi Rosa on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Marinko hits this one into left field. Allowed out number 3 to Fuentes, but the Rockers go down in order. How about Cody Mincy out of the pen? 2 strikeouts in the inning, and then a fly out to left field as the Rockers go down 1-2-3 in order. No runs, no hits, no errors in the inning. The Rockers trail 2-1 as the Ducks lead by 1. Seth Simmons is coming back out to the mound here in this 7th inning. We'll be right back. Seth Simmons is trying to go 7. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Enjoy the rest of the game.
This is Kim Meyer, the host of Choose to Rise here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about living with positive mindsets, how to increase our confidence, building our faith, and living out our life on purpose. A new show comes out via podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to catch the episode live instead, stop by Public House Media around 6:45 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Kevin McMahon here with Ash Fields. Hector Sanchez makes his way to the plate. Seth Simmons back on the mound here in this 7th inning. The first pitch of the at-bat for Sanchez, outside for a ball, a 1-0 count.
That'd be a great T-shirt. Seth for 7. Should tell the Rockers media staff about that one.
This one hit over the top of Simmons. Russell tried to make a bare hand play on it as it rolls past him. That one took 3 or 4 big bounces there. First, Simmons took a look at it. Then Giovanni Alfonso was maybe going to make a play on it. And then Russell tried to grab it. And that one just slipped by the middle of the infield there for the Rockers. And you got to give a big shout out there to Hector Sanchez, who was really hustling down the line to make it to first base.
Yeah, the big fellow legging out the infield single, so hats off to Sanchez. He's catching his breath. He's all smiles about it. Doesn't happen very often.
Washington hits this one into right field, and that one on the warning track. Marinkov makes the catch, the Atlantic League's home run leader with 16. He got a hold of one, and you hold your breath because you thought that one was gone. Seth Simmons turned and thrilled that it was in the glove of Marinkov. David Washington, someone who absolutely has leave the park power. He's shown it already in this series, leads the league, and that's a big out number 2 here for the Rockers. Or out number 1, excuse me.
Yeah, Simmons happy that one stayed in the yard. That'll bring up Ray Fuentes, the left fielder for the Ducks. Fouls that one away for an 0-1 count. Tripled his last time up, but stranded. Back in the 5th.
That was a big moment, as that one was close getting down the line. Took a big bounce on the line, and they were able to get out of the inning without letting in the run. LJ Mazzilli last inning had a solo home run that has changed the lead in this one, or changed the score. It's 2-1 lead for the Ducks. Fuentes looks at one for a ball. It's a 1-1 count. There is action in this High Point Rocker bullpen.
There's the 1-1 from Simmons.
That one missing makes it 2-1, 1 out. It's a 2-1 game. There's action up in the bullpen. We'll confirm it when there's a change. I believe it to be Chase Hutchinson. And you would imagine here, Ash, that they're hoping that Simmons can get him through 7. If he runs into a little bit of trouble, they will make a change. This one hit into right field by Fuentes. Sanchez going to move over to third base, and he is going to try to go home. Play at the plate, and he is out of there. Big time throw. Home, Jones protecting the plate, and it's Sanchez who is thrown out at the plate.
Yeah, good throw from Marinkov in right field. Cardullo with a relay. I was surprised that Lou Ford sent Sanchez there. Looks like Matthew Jones might have gotten hurt on that play. So it's a break in the action. Looks like the training staff from the Rockers looking at his hand. Believe it to be his right hand. And he might be... He's walking off the field as we speak. He might be coming out of this ball game.
And what a play that was at the plate.
Yeah, Sanchez.
And that was Russell who made the throw, correct?
Not Cardullo.
It's Cardullo? Okay.
Marincove to Cardullo. Cardullo to Jones. So good tag and a good relay from the Rockers defensively. And Sanchez being waved around all the way from first base. Lou Ford read that, thought he had the Sanchez was going to get in ahead of that. The Rockers solid defensively and a big break for Simmons and the Rockers as that would put the Ducks up 3-1. Instead, it's 2 outs. Fuentes stands at third base.
And it's going to be Frank Nigro.
It looks like Keefe's going to make a change here.
And it's going to be Chase Hutchinson coming in. Seth Simmons coming out. He will get a nice response, a nice ovation here at the point. Coming off. So a switch being made behind the plate. It's Nigro coming in. It's Chase Hutchinson coming in here for the Rockers. We will take a step away as we get set for this pitching change taking place here in the top of the 7th. A 2-1 game, 2 outs for Hutchinson to work with. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Now pitching for your High Point Rocker.
This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, The Cheap Seats, where we talk about sports from the fans' perspective. A new show comes out every Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Cheap Seats. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Your Life Matters, where we talk about dreaming big and dreaming bold to reach your wildest dreams in both your health and your happiness. A new show comes out every single Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Your Life Matters. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Rewritten. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon, Ashfield's here with you. Randall Moreno at the plate. Chase Hutchinson, the new pitcher here. A big strike makes it 0-1.
Moreno batting from the right side against the southpaw, Hutchinson. I'm going to give you the final numbers on Seth Simmons. 6 2/3 innings pitched, 4 Ks, 1 walk, 8 hits scattered, 2 runs allowed.
And what might have gotten lost in the shuffle there is Fuentes is on third. The 0-1, that went outside. Nigro makes the play on it, keeps it in front. He is the new catcher after a play at the plate. The throw from Cardullo after Marincove got it in to throw out Hector Sanchez at the plate. A bang-bang play that Jones made a great tag on. had to come out after the play at the plate, and now Frank is in there. It's 1-1, a runner on third, 2 outs here for Hutchinson. This one put up into the air by Moreno. Marincove comes in, makes the play for out number 3. Chase Hutchinson just needed to get one batter to end the inning and is able to do it. That will bring us to the end of the inning as we move over now to the bottom of the 7th. And it'll be 2 hits, no runs, no errors in the inning, a big play at the plate. And that will take us to the bottom of the 7th. As you can hear, it's stretch time here at the ballpark. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball. The Rockers will be up when we come back. Rosa, Gomez, and Schaefer.
Leanne Condia, host of Rewritten here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Rewritten. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Rachel Mullins, host of No Filter Friday, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my new show, No Filter Friday, where we talk about all of the sexual misconduct allegations swirling around Hollywood. A new show drops every Friday at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of No Filter Friday. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kev McMahon and Ash Fields here at the ballpark. Vio Sergi Rosa stepping up to the plate here for the Rockers. It's still Cody out there for the Ducks, Cody Mincy. There's a new player in the game in Frank Nigro. Once again, that play at the plate took Jones out of the game. The first pitch to Rosa is outside for a ball. Took Jones out of the game for the moment. Not sure if he will return or not. But it's going to be Frank who is in there, and you got to give Jones a lot of credit, who was at the plate, got the tag, a huge out, because that would have made it a 2-run game. Then you got to give credit to Frank, who comes in with a new pitcher and Chase Hutchinson. They're both new, and they were able to work together and get a big out there to end the inning.
Yeah, good work all around by the Rockers, and going back to Jones, it looked like he got held in there for the tag. Looked like he might have caught a spike from Sanchez as Sanchez slid into home plate. So had to come out, get checked out by the Rockers medical staff.
That one missing. And it's 2-1, no outs. Rosa, the leadoff man, Vio Sergi Rosa, with a ton of power. 16 RBIs, 5 home runs, hitting a .280 average. The first one to Rosa down in the dirt. Or third one to Rosa, I should say.
And Rosa on the day struck out in the first inning, walked back in the fourth. He's got a good eye at the plate, handles the bat well.
Pitch number 4 of the at-bat, a 3-1 count here for Rosa. Mincy had a great last inning. The 3-1. Rosa fouls this one away, and Cody Mincy trying to pick up where he left off. Had 2 strikeouts to start his outing. Has 2 strikeouts to his name so far. And then got Marincove to fly out to left field. So a great start for Mincy. He got the Rockers to go down in order, trying to keep that defense going. The 3-2. Rosa hits this one into left field. Does it have enough? It will send it right into the first row. That's a home run for Rosa, and it's all tied up. Nice grab out there by the fan in left field. That one made it over the wall. as the Rockers and Rosa have tied it up. Love for the Bat Boy and the teammates letting him feel the love as well. Rosa tying it up.
Yeah, how about Rosa hits the home run and grabs his own bat? He does it all. And that home run, in case you didn't see it and you're just listening, that one hit to straightaway left field. So a big home run from the left-handed Rosa. So he can hit bombs to right. He can hit home runs to left. So that's a huge at bat by Rosa.
Great grab in left field by the kid out there, too.
Yeah, great catch.
That was straight up, though. It was all the way out of the park, and then he made the catch. I want to clarify that. But, yeah, great catch. Because that one was hit hard by Rosa. He had the glove out there and helped him out.
Yeah, he beat the bat. Nice little trotter on the bases. Beat the bat boy to the bat. He's like, well, I'll grab it myself. I'm here anyway. Bends down, picks it up. Gets the high fives and celebration in the dugout from his teammates.
It's an 0-2 count here for Hector Gomez. This one tied up 2-2. The 0-2, that one missing. It's a 1-2 count. No outs. And Mincy, who was cruising there in the 6th inning, 2 strikeouts, then got a fly out, 1-2-3 inning, opens this inning with a solo home run courtesy of Vio Sergi Rosa. Here is the 1-2 to Gomez. A big swing, and Gomez strikes out. Make that the 3rd of the day for Mincy. So how do you come back after giving up a home run? How about a strikeout against a very powerful, hot-hitting Hector Gomez?
Yeah, went up and in on Gomez. Gomez unable to catch up. Mincy with his 3rd strikeout, as you just said, Kev. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Richie Schaefer.
That's a big out for the Ducks because Hector Gomez would hit the home run to tie this ball game up at 1-1. And the Rockers and the Ducks this whole series have loved the long ball. A lot of the offense has come off of home runs, and that is the case here today. This High Point team loves hitting home runs. They have 2 on their side, 1 for the Ducks, so we've seen 3 in the ball game leave the yard. It is a 1-1 count here for Richie Schaefer, 1 out in the inning.
And Schaefer would love to get in on the act. 2 Ks thus far, looking to reverse that trend. Here's the pitch from Mincy. That one in there for a strike. So 1-2 count to Schaefer, the Charlotte native.
The 1-2, Schaefer tips this one back.
So Schaefer has seen a steady diet of fastballs in this at bat thus far. You'd think Mincy might go off speed away. Schaefer has struggled with that on the day, so looking to lay off the one out of the zone or to fight it off.
The 1-2, that one in there for a strike. Mincy comes back after the home run, and he will make it 2 strikeouts in a row. Richie Schaefer, his 3rd of the day.
Yeah, fastball in the outside corner. Schaefer unable to pull the trigger. So Mincy is 4th strikeout. Looking sharp. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 4, Michael Russell.
Russell comes up 2 outs. So after the Rosa home run, 2 strikeouts here for the Rockers. They have 2 outs to their name. Mincy, 2 strikeouts in a row. Russell hits this one down the line. It gets down past the diving Moreno. He's thinking 2. A throw to second. He slides in safe.
Nice hitting by Russell there. Snakes it past a diving Rando Moreno down the left field line. Slides in ahead of the tag. The Rockers runner in scoring position with 2 outs and a big chance for the youngster Frank Nigro just into the ballgame last inning. Keefe wants to have a chat with him.
Drama and pressure here for Frank Nigro. He did not start today. It was Matthew Jones' day to start. Jones had that big play at the plate where he tagged Sanchez coming in. They're two big guys who had a showdown at the plate. Jones had to come out. And Frank is in, a runner on second. 2 outs for Nigro. The first one in there for a strike. And a big opportunity for the young man from Stony Point, New York. Just got done playing D2 baseball in Delaware. That one missing, that one was in there for a strike. So an 0-2 count here for Frank Nigro. Cody Mincy trying to get out of the inning after giving up a home run and then a double to Russell. Here's the 0-2. Nigro fouls it back.
Yeah, Nigro did a nice job fighting that one off. 0-2 counts. Going to have to work hard here. Mincy looking to get out of it. That wind still blowing from right to left, but blowing out as well.
The 0-2. Nigro, a big swing. And Mincy gets out of the inning. He records 3 strikeouts in the inning alone. He has 5 on the game out of the bullpen. What a day for him. And the Rockers get a solo home run to tie up the game. It was Vio Sergi Rosa. We got a new pitcher coming into the ballgame here for the Rockers. It's going to be Brian Clark. We'll be right back as we have 8th inning baseball coming your way, and it is all tied up here at the ballpark. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Hi, this is Emily.
This is Lindsay.
And this is Elizabeth,
co-hosts of Beauties and Headcanons here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Once you are done with this episode, we hope you'll come check out our show, Beauties and Headcanons, where we talk nerdy to you about fandoms, fan fiction, and all pop culture for nerds that you can think of. A new show comes out every Friday.
Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Thank you to the Piedmont School.
This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, The Cheap Seats, where we talk about sports from the fans' perspective. A new show comes out every Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Cheap Seats. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Your Life Matters, where we talk about dreaming big and dreaming bold to reach your wildest dreams in both your health and your happiness. A new show comes out every single Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Your Life Matters. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Kevin McMahon, Ash Fields here with you, live at BB&T Point. New pitcher for the High Point Rockers. It's Brian Clark.
The shortstop, number 1, Vladimir Frias.
So Chase Hutchinson, 1/3 of an innings pitched, retired the only man he faced in Rando Moreno.
And it's Vladimir Frias at the plate here for the Long Island Ducks. 2-2 is the score after Vio Sergi Rosa went yard and tied this thing up after a solo shot to left field. The only way that the Rockers have scored today is via the long ball. Any way will work, and it's been 2 home runs that have helped the Rockers tie this thing up. It's a 1-1 count here for Vladimir Frias. Brian Clark, the new pitcher, into the game, as we just recapped, and Ash Fields let you know. The leadoff hitter in this inning is Frias. 2-2 ball game as we are in the 8th inning. The 1-1. This one on the ground. Gomez fields it and makes the throw over to Cardullo for out number 1.
Yeah, Clark did a nice job there letting that ball go and letting Hector Gomez come across and make that play. He had the better angle on it. Clark, the lefty, was going to have to field that, turn all the way around. It was going to be a difficult play to make with his speedy Frias running down the line. Hector does the job, retires him, and that'll bring up the leadoff man for the Ducks, the center fielder, Ezekiel Carrera.
A big swing there by Carrera. He is unable to connect there, and that makes it 0-1, 1 out.
Carrera on the day, 1 for 3, doubled his first time up, fly to right in the 3rd, struck out looking back in the 6th. So Clark and the Rockers looking to keep him off the bases. That one misses down. He does not go, says Benny Pig down at 3rd base. Evens the count at 1. If you just joined us, your score lines: the Ducks 2 runs off 8 hits, no errors. The Rockers 2 runs off 5 hits, no errors.
The 1-1. That one in there for a strike. 1-2. 1 out here in the inning so far. Brian Clark would love to get a quick inning here, retire the Ducks, and let the Rockers come back out to hit. This is an important game here, Ash, as we've talked about, but as we get into the later innings, important to bring back up. The Ducks looking to win their first series against the Rockers all year long. The 1-2. That one missing. 2-2.
Yeah, Clark wanted that pitch, and as you said, Kev, the Ducks do want to win the series. The Rockers looking for the split to stay 3.5 back. Currently 4.5 back coming into today's play.
The Ducks have been fabulous all year long, and here's the 2-2 from Clark. That one missing, going to set up for a big 3-2 count. They've been fabulous all year long, and they've got a bunch of wins. They have the best record in the league with 31-17, best winning percentage at .646. But the Rockers, have won the series, and if they win here, they would split. The Ducks looking to win their first one outright. The 3-2. And Carrera gets rung up as he goes down, looking in a big strikeout there for Brian Clark.
Yeah, big strikeout for Clark. Just keeping Carrera off the bases just takes a bit of the pressure off. Doesn't get any easier though with Lombardozzi coming to the plate, second baseman.
5 total strikeouts for the Rockers. His first of the day from Clark. Lombardozzi hits this one over to Gomez. Gomez to Cardullo for out number 3. So the inning ends the same way it started. A 5-3 ground out. Mix in 1 strikeout in there as well. And Brian Clark put together a great inning. Gets the Ducks to go down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Ducks. We got a 2-2 ball game as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rockers and the Ducks are locked in a good one here at the point. You want to come back to see how this one is going to come to an end. 2-2, all tied up at the point. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
This is Madeline, host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back to check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Jessica and I talk about our time in the pageant world. A new show comes out bi-weekly on Thursdays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
It's your life. Store it with care.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon, Ash Fields. We are in the late parts of this one. It's bottom of the eighth. Giovanni Alfonso at the plate for the High Point Rockers. The first pitch to him, a big swing from Alfonso, makes it 0-1. On the mound out there, you still have Cody Mincy, who has been spectacular. He is doing a good job. He gets the second strike on Alfonso. He already has 5 strikeouts in this ball game. And other than that one home run he gave up and the one double, which didn't result into any runs, so only the one home run, the only run scored against him, he's been outstanding. Here's the 0-2. Giovanni Alfonso tips this one away, and we got a tie ball game. And what do you make of the decision to stick with Mincy here in the 8th inning, Ash?
Yeah, I like it. As you said, 5 strikeouts, looking sharp, only giving up the 2 hits, the 1 home run. So I like it from Wally Backman. Stick with the hot hand.
The 0-2, Mincy was getting ready to take a lap around. He liked that one. It was really close. That one apparently just missing there. Makes it 1-2.
Yeah, stick with the hot hand. He looks comfortable. So out there for his 3rd inning of work.
It's 2-2 count. No outs. Here in the inning, Giovanni Alfonso at the plate.
This will be his first appearance in the series, so he will be fresh. We've got time as Sanchez adjusting the leg guards. Here's the 2-2 from Mincy.
That one in there for a strike as Alfonso will go down looking. That is strike 3. Make it 6 strikeouts for Mincy in the ball game. Out of relief. This is insane. What a great outing for him so far. He's only pitched. This is his 3rd inning of work, right?
This is his 3rd.
He's 2 1/3 through.
2 1/3 innings. So 6 Ks. So he's looking sharp. Alfonso did not agree with that strikeout call. Had a long conversation before he left the box with Kreitzer behind the plate. Bit of a delayed called 3rd strike as well. I thought Kreitzer was just going to stand up, as in that's a ball, but he stood up and then rang up Alfonso very deliberately. So Gio not too happy, but he's retired nonetheless.
A big swing there, and it's 1-1, 1 out. You got Steven Cardullo at the plate. Kalyan Sams waiting in the on-deck circle.
So Cardullo struck up by Mincy back in the 6th, looking for redemption here.
That one missing, make it 2-1. 1 out.
It's a big crowd on hand at the point.
Great crowd here on this Father's Day.
Game 4 of this series is between the Ducks and the Rockers. The Rockers looking to split the series.
Cardullo hits this one high up into the air. 3 Ducks are around. Neuenhuis will bring it in with the catch for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 9th up next. Kalyan Sams makes his way to the plate. And he is going to try and get on base here, prolong this inning.
Yeah, Sams on the day. 0 for 3. Flied out to center, flied out to right. Struck out swinging his last time up. Got a bit of delay in the action. Have to take the live feed off the scoreboard. That's all taken care of. Psalms steps back in. Mincy on the mound, 2 outs. Would love a big hit from Psalms here.
Psalms, first pitch swinging. And it gets down and one hops over the wall. Everybody was out on the top step. They thought that one was leaving the ballpark. So did I. The world's longest ground rule double.
Yeah, that Psalms I'll say that again. Psalms put a charge into that one. I'm so excited. Psalms put a real charge into that one. Thought he had the home run. Went into his trot. Skips over the wall. He's in at second base, and that's the one we've been waiting for. We've seen a lot of big swings. Finally gets a hold of one. And a booming double here in the 8th inning. A chance for Marincove to put the Rockers in front.
That was a monster shot. You thought it was going to get over the wall. It's a ground rule double that brings up Tyler Marincove, who's been so great for the Rockers. Had a big home run yesterday that took the lead to 3. Marincove made it a 7-0 lead, right?
Yeah, three-run home run. Made it at 7-0 yesterday. So a chance to put the Rockers on top here in the 8th.
The 0-1. Marincove fouls this one away. Washington, who also does a great job of bringing those foul balls in for outs, runs over there. Yeah, Marincove over here in the box. It was 4-0 yesterday. He had a 3-run home run that made it 7-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning and really stretched that Rocker lead out. That was going to make it tough for a Duck comeback. It's 0-2 here for Marincove. Psalms on second base. Cody Mincy trying to get out of the inning. The 0-2. Marincove hits this one up the middle. Can Lombardozzi make the throw? Yes, he does.
Yeah, great play by Lombardozzi. Does his best Derek Jeter impression.
I was going to say, maybe that number 2 is for that man you just mentioned.
Yeah, going up the middle, throws back across his body. Nice play by Lombardozzi.
So, when the Rockers get a chance to go in the 9th inning, it'll be Vio Sergi Rosa who will lead off. But right now, it's the closer, Trevor Frank, coming in here. And he is going to try to shut down this Ducks offense and leave this game tied so the Rockers can get something going in the bottom of the 9th, but you got to do the defensive part first. We'll stay here. Why not? As Frank gets loose, Kevin McMahon and Ash Fields here with you, and we will preview this bottom of the 9th and get you ready for what's coming up here, or this 9th inning, I should say. It's Frank Nigro behind the plate. After, once again, that play at the plate, which it was massive at the time. Anyway, we knew it was going to be a big deal. But now it's an even bigger deal because it's a tie ball game. If that run gets in, Hector Sanchez is the difference-making run right now. So that play is massive. Matthew Jones' tag, it's probably, besides the home run, the play of the game so far.
Yeah, huge play there. Good effort from the Rockers defensively. Marincove to Cardullo to Jones down the right side. So we're going to have a Frank to Frank battery. Frank Nigro, Trevor Frank. We're going to call it Frank to Frank for you at home and you guys tuning in. So we give you the final scoreline on Brian Clark. 1 inning of work. Struck out 1, no walks, no hits, no runs allowed. So nice work from Clark there, the lefty. Frank, the right-handed closer for the Rockers.
And as we take a step back here at the ballpark, what a great game it's been. What a great series it's been as the first pitch from Frank is in there for a strike. What a fun series it's been when these two teams get together, the Ducks and the Rockers. They put on some classic games.
Always a good ball game between the Rockers and the Ducks. Mazzilli calls time. Mazzilli, big home run his last time up. That was back in the 6th inning. Frank looking to shut the door here, keep it even at 2.
Here's the 0-1 from Frank. That one missing. It's 1-1. As Ash just said, L.J. Mazzilli serving as the difference maker. So far for the Ducks, he had that solo home run that gave the Ducks a 2-run lead. The 1-1. That one missing as well makes it 2-1. The Ducks had a 2-1 lead after that home run, and then it was Vio Sergi Rosa who hit a home run to tie it up. Kalian Psalms had a big hit last inning, that double that nearly left the yard. But it's 2-1. Trevor Frank, the closing pitcher for the Rockers out there. Here's the 2-1. That one up, and that's 3-1 now. No outs.
So Frank's going to have to make a good pitch here. Doesn't want to leave it too far out over the plate, but doesn't want to walk Mazzilli because it doesn't get any easier after that with Neuenhuis, Sanchez, and Washington waiting in the wings.
Trevor Frank, here's the 3-1. And this one hit over into right field, and Marinkov is there and picks up out number 1.
That's a huge out for Frank and the Rockers.
This brings up Kirk Neuenhuis. This is not going to be a save situation here for Trevor Frank. However, it's worth mentioning he is third in saves with 10 saves in the Atlantic League.
So here's the pitch from Frank to Neuenhuis.
That one down in the dirt near the feet of Neuenhuis, who takes a lap around after that one nearly came in and got him.
Yeah, that's a little Texas two-step. Gets out of the way. Shows off his best dance move. A lap around the back of the dish. So he digs back in. Frank looks in. As we said, Trevor Frank to Frank Nagro, the Frank to Frank battery.
A 1-0 count, 1 out in the inning. Here's the 1-0. That one missing makes it 2-0.
So Neuenhuis on the day, grounded into a double play his first at bat. Singled back in the 4th. Grounded out to Cardulo at first base back in the 6th. Cardulo playing back at third base. Hugging that line, playing no doubles.
Here's the 2-0. Neuenhuis puts this one high up into the air. That's that power we were talking about. Psalms is there right before he gets to the warning track and makes out number 2 with that catch.
It's a nice job by Frank Neuenhuis, as you said, Kev, showing off that power, but stays in the yard. And that'll bring up the catcher, number 37, Hector Sanchez.
Hector Sanchez.
Here comes Hector Sanchez, the catcher for the Long Island Ducks. Sanchez, someone we've been talking about today, involved in that big play in the 7th inning at the plate where he was thrown out. The first pitch of Sanchez. He hits this one down the right field line, and it gets into the corner. Sanchez, he is slowing down. He is thinking 2 all the way, and you have to believe, Ash, that after that last inning, he's going to be very careful on the base pass as he understands how important a run would be here.
Yeah, so Sanchez, that was going to be a double all the way. Wasn't ever really thinking 3. Sanchez, not the fastest man, but he did have an infield single in his previous at-bat, so doing damage, wreaking havoc for the Rockers. His 3rd time on base as he did walk back in the 2nd inning. So a chance for David Washington with a runner in scoring position, that being Sanchez. Washington on the day, reached on the fielder's choice, stole a base back in the 2nd. Cade looking back in the 5th and flew out to right field back in the 7th. To Marinkov out there in right.
David Washington at the plate. First pitch swinging into right field. Marinkov is there for out number 3. Washington thought he had that one as that one was hit hard. Trevor Frank comes in and gets it done here in the top of the 9th inning. All 3 outs went into the outfield, fly outs. And the double will not come into play here for the Ducks. As 1 hit in the inning, no runs, no errors. We head to the bottom of the ninth. The Rockers looking to split the series with the Ducks, and they have a chance to do it here in grand fashion. Vio Sergi Rosa due up here for the Rockers. Hector Gomez and Richie Schaefer due up as well. 2 of the men that will come into this game, or that will hit in this next inning, are the offense. They have 2 of the home runs in this game that have given the Rockers this 2-run score. It's a 2-2 tie. And Rosa, Gomez, and Schaefer are due up. We have a new pitcher here in the ball game. It's Rob Rogers. And Cody was great. He was outstanding. Came in and gave the Ducks a couple of great innings that they needed, Cody Mincy. But he does not come back out here for the bottom of the 9th. It is going to be Rob Rogers.
All right, Rockers.
Yeah, good work from Mincy. 3 innings of work, 6 Ks. Made the one mistake to Rosa. Had the opposite field home run. But looks solid. That's going to be up to Rogers to keep this a tie ball game for the Ducks. Kavanaugh would love to see it end here in the 9th.
The Ducks are hoping that Rob Rogers can put 3 together and then move it over to the top of the 10th. If we go 10, we will start with that Atlantic League rule. There will be a man on second base in extra innings. So that is what could be in store if this thing goes into extras. Vio Sergi Rosa at the plate. He is the reason this game is tied up with a solo home run. Here's Vio Sergi Rosa, the first batter that Rob Rogers will face out of the pen. The first pitch to Rosa missing, 1-0. A leadoff walk here would be great. Any way for the Rockers, any way you can get a guy on. For High Point, Rogers on the flip side, the 1-0 here and there for a big swinging strike from Rosa. On the flip side, a leadoff out is huge for the Ducks because then when you come up, from that point on, you have less time to work with.
Yeah, another big swing from Rosa there. Misses that off-speed pitch, so it finds himself in a 1-2 hole. Washington for the Ducks hugging that first baseline with a no-doubles defense. Moreno at third, playing well off the line. Rogers for the Ducks on the mound looking good, out of the pen early. Sanchez behind the dish, readjusting himself there. Everything's all sorted. Here's the 1-2.
That one outside. It's a 2-2 count, no outs. Rosa's still at the plate. On the mound for the Ducks, it is Mr. Rob Rogers. Hector Gomez on deck. Schaefer in the hole. 2-2 count. That one missing. It's a full count for Vio Sergi Rosa. No outs in the inning. Rosa is the leadoff man here.
So a great game here at the point. 2-2 game. Your Rockers against the Long Island Ducks. The Rockers looking to end it here in the bottom of the 9th.
Here is the 3-2. Vio Sergi Rosa hits this one on the ground to Lombardozzi, who throws it over to Washington for out number 1. This brings up Hector Gomez, so Rob Rogers hangs in there in a big battle and is able to get Vio Sergi to ground out to Lombardozzi. A big reaction here for Hector Gomez. He had 1 home run in this game already.
Nick Gomez, a big home run back in the 2nd inning.
Hector Gomez into left field. Fuentes is there for out number 2. The first one that Gomez saw, he put it in play, but in left field for an out.
So that'll bring up the Rockers left fielder, Richie Schaefer. 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts. Looking for a big hit here.
Schaefer, as you just said, Ash, who hasn't been able to get things to go his way today. Looking to do that here right now as he puts this one into center field for out number 3. How about Rob Rogers coming in and getting the Rockers to go down 1-2-3. Well, folks, if you haven't seen this before, because it's new this year to the Atlantic League, you'll get to see it right now. The new rule in the 10th inning. The Ducks are going to start with a man on second. So Trevor Frank will come into the game automatically knowing he's got a man in scoring position to deal with. It adds drama. It adds excitement. We'll be right back as we get ready to take this thing into extras. 2-2. We've had a great day. 4 games in 3 days, and we're going into extras, baby. We don't want to go home.
Free baseball on a Father's Day. How great is it?
You can't think of a better gift than that for your dad. We'll be right back. We're going extras here at The Point.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey guys,
This is Keith.
and Katie from Coffee with Keith and Katie on Public House Media.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
When you're done listening to this show, I hope you'll come check out our show, Coffee with Keith and Katie. A new episode comes out every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Daniel Poppy, host of How to Write Good here on Public House Media. I just want to thank you for listening to the following broadcast brought to you by Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope that you'll come check out my show, How to Write Good, the writing show that is not about writing. A new show of How to Write Good comes out every Wednesday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of How to Write Good. Again, thanks for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. It's David Washington at second, Ray Fuentes at the plate. That one in there for a strike from Trevor Frank. I'm Kevin McMahon. I'm joined by Ash Fields as we are here in the top of the 10th inning. The new Atlantic League rule, a runner starts on second base. That will be David Washington here for the Long Island Ducks.
Yeah, Washington, a lot of speed, 10 stolen bases on the season.
Hector Gomez in case there's a bunt. Ray Fuentes was trying to put it down, pulls it back, 1-1. And is that the move here, you think?
Yeah, Hector's going to play on the grass, looking to stay home. So Fuentes is going to try to get that one to get the bunt to the right side, away from Hector or Frank, because Hector will stay home. Will stay home at third base on the wheel play. Hector's crashing. Gio at third.
And it was Fuentes who was showing bunt again there. Pulled it back, so I believe the count to be 2-1. No outs here in the inning, 2-2. Fuentes is the first batter of the inning. David Washington out there on second.
Slash.
And he's going for it. Here is Fuentes. This one popped up into the air. Hector Gomez is there for out number 1.
Yeah, big out for the Rockers there. Fuentes was showing bunt, pulled it back for the slash bunt, pops it up. Gomez makes the catch. That's a big first out for Frank and the Rockers. So Washington for the Ducks still at second base, having a look at the outfielders as we speak. Just making sure he knows where everyone is in case of a line drive or a fly ball.
So 1 out in the inning. Moreno up to bat. Are you still trying to bunt him over here with 1 out?
Moreno, he might try to bunt for a base hit. He's got a lot of speed, but I think he'll be swinging here.
Moreno swinging here. That'll move him over. Out number 2 as Russell fields it over to Cardullo, but Washington will move over. Did the same thing that a bunt would do, but it puts Washington over at third. Moreno with the out there. So this brings up Vladimir Frias. 2 outs in the inning. Trevor Frank, the closer here for the Rockers, back on the mound in the 10th inning. We are in the top of the 10th.
So Frank in his second inning of work. David Washington down to third. Frias at the plate.
That one in there for a strike. Makes it 0-1. 2 outs. This is the third game of the year here at BB&T Point to go into extras. At home in extras, the Rockers are 1-1. Here's the 0-1. That one in there for a strike to Frias. 0-2, 2 outs. The Rockers hoping to keep Washington on third. If you're the Ducks, you're so close here to getting Washington in. You're just hoping that Frias can get a hit here and drive in a run. It's 2-2, 0-2 count, 2 outs for Trevor Frank. Here's the 0-2. That one missing makes it 1-2.
Yeah, Frias laid off that delivery upstairs from Frank. Runs the count to 1-2. As you said, Kev, the Rockers, it's the third time they've played extra innings at the point. Lost the first time against the New Britain Bees. During the second affair, beat the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Looking to have a win against the Ducks. Frias calls time, steps out. Wipes his brow, readjusts his helmet. So the Rockers defensively on the infield, playing back, except for Hector. He was playing even with the base, now back.
Here's the 1-2. This one hit right back to Trevor Frank. Frank over to Cardullo, and the Rockers get out of the inning. They leave David Washington on third base. So Trevor Frank and the Rockers get out of trouble there, and now it's going to be High Point's turn offensively. Here to get something going.
It's got to be Russell, Nigro, and Alfonso in the Rockers half of the 10th.
Now, I should just wait. I should shut my mouth, but I'm going to take a guess here, and I'll be able to clear it up here in a second. From what I'm witnessing, David Washington was the last hitter up in the last inning, and then he was the runner. And that's what happened last time when Giovanni Alfonso was the runner. He was the last one to hit, and then he went out there and would have ultimately scored off of a Miles Schroeder hit. I would guess, because I think that's part of the rule, I think Richie Schaefer is going to be the runner here for the Rockers, unless there's a pinch situation. Yeah, I'm not even sure if you can pinch that guy. I need to get clarification on that. But Schaefer's putting the helmet on, so that's part of the rule. I was right. I was pretty nervous to come out and say that. I wanted to make sure. But, yeah, Richie Schaefer will come out. So the runner, and I'm confident enough to say this because I don't think it's a coincidence at this point, the runner is the guy who hit last, who made the last out in the inning prior, in the bottom of the ninth, or on the top of the ninth in the Ducks case. So Schaefer warming up on the side, getting ready to come in and run. He will start at second base. And number 40, Enrique Burgos, on the mound for the Ducks as the new pitcher. Michael Russell getting ready to take some cuts here for the Rockers. He's at the plate.
Number 8, Richie Schaefer.
You got Russell, Nigro, Alfonso due up. After that, it'd be the top of the order.
So we saw Burgos in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. One inning of work, 2 Ks, no walks, no runs allowed, no hits. So a chance for the Rockers to end it here in the bottom of the 10th.
It's a 2-2 count. Schaefer at second.
So Moreno in on the grass at third.
First pitch into Russell in there for a strike.
So Russell not showing bunt there.
Has one more strike to decide if he wants to do that or not. It's a tie game. So Schaefer, the run that matters out there on second base. The 0-1. Hitting this one up into the air. Will it go foul? Washington tracking it down for out number 1.
Washington taking another catch in front of the Rockers dugout. All the Rockers on the top step.
The catcher, number 2.
They all have a bit of a chat with Washington as he makes that catch.
So this brings up Frank Nigro, the catcher who came in for Matt Jones in the 7th inning. We're here now in the 10th. And 1 out to his name. We'll see what Nigro is going to do here. He looks like he's going to swing. Nigro, the first swing there. Doesn't connect. 0-1 count, 1 out.
Yeah, good pitch from Burgos there, the fastball. Nigro late on the fastball. So Schaefer at second, 1 out. Bottom of the 10th for the Rockers.
A big swing by Nigro again, and 2 quick pitches from Burgos makes it 0-2.
Nigro chased that fastball out of the zone, so he finds himself in an 0-2 hole. So Burgos for the Ducks looking sharp out of the pen. So the youngster's going to have to adjust quickly here. Nigro, 21 years old.
Oh-2 count here for the 21-year-old catcher, Frank Nigro. One out, Schaefer on second. This one missing the 0-2. That's up top for a ball. 1-2 count. 1 out, Giovanni Alfonso at the plate here for the Rockers.
Nigro steps out. Wipes something out of his eye. Burgos back on the bump. Here's the 1-2 from Burgos.
The 1-2, Nigro tips this one away.
It's a high drama here at the point. The fans want the walk-off win. The Rockers want the split. The Ducks want the series win.
A lot going on here. Michael Russell at the plate. Or excuse me, it's Frank Nigro still. Richie Schaefer at second. Nigro still up there. 1-2 count, 1 out. The 1-2 to Nigro. That one in there for a strike. 4 strike 3 as Nigro goes down looking. This brings up Giovanni Alfonso. The Rockers have 2 outs in the ball game. Richie Schaefer still at second, has yet to move.
A chance for Gio here to end this thing for the Rockers. 1 single on the day, an infield single back in the 2nd inning.
The first pitch to Giovanni Alfonso. It gets down in right field. And Schaefer is going to come home. Play at the plate. The tag not in time. Giovanni is the hero with the game winner.
And look at the Rockers. They're mobbing him. Gio's getting water bottles tossed all over him. It's pandemonium here at the point.
And the Rockers split the series with the Ducks. A huge win in dramatic fashion. Giovanni Alfonso coming through huge with the single. Schaefer had the green light all the way. He was wheels up to home plate. He scores, and it's a Rockers win on Father's Day. Giovanni Alfonso, G, the hero, at BB&T Point. And a huge win for the Rockers after losing 2 games to the Ducks. They win in big fashion yesterday in Game 2. And then come through with the win here today.
Yeah, big win. We're loving it. Hype the horse is loving it. It's a huge hit for Gio as well. Huge hit. He needed that one. The Rockers needed that one. Split the series. We're only 3.5 games back.
And you don't want to hear from us. You want to hear from the man, Giovanni Alfonso. So we're going to throw it down to Brittany here in just a moment as she has Giovanni with her. And she's going to do a little interview with him. We're going to get to hear from him. So here's Brittany and Gio.
They've been unbelievable all year. Today they showed a lot of heart. Came in, they shut it down. Simmons did a great job starting, and these guys have just been amazing all year.
And how big is it to come out here, take 2 of the first 4 in what is a long homestand, especially with coming off a doubleheader and the day off tomorrow?
Well, it's good for momentum, and then we can take that into the off day and then come back brand new. Feeling like we just won something.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Giovanni Alfonso, the hero, here today at the ballpark. Big thanks to Brittany getting the post-game interview there, doing a great job. And how about that? The Rockers win the ball game in walk-off fashion. Richie Schaefer came down to score after a Giovanni Alfonso hit. We got a lot more going on at the point. We got kids run the bases and Father's Day catch on the field with your dad. So a ton of stuff going on here post-game. Giovanni Alfonso, the hero. Ash, give me a recap on your bloke of the ball game.
The recap, I think the Rockers just did what they needed to do. They scored. They had the timely hits. The pitching was solid. Defense was good. My bloke of the ball game. Seth Simmons, 6 2/3 innings pitched, 4 Ks, 1 walk, scattered 8 hits, gave up 2 runs. And I'm going to have 2. I'm going to get second block of the ball game. It's going to be Gio. Came up in a huge spot there. Game-winning hit in the 10th on Father's Day. Enabled the Rockers to split the series with the Ducks. So Gio, my second block of the ball game.
Now Seth Simmons was spectacular, so definitely got to give him a shout out. But I was going to say, if you're not going to give him a bloke of the ball game, you're a tough critic there.
A bloke of the ball game.
We got blokes of the ball game.
Blokes of the ball game. Blokes of the ball game.
It's a good problem to have here at BB&T Point. Seth Simmons, it wouldn't have been doable without him. As Ash just said, he got a great start under his belt. He's going to be a guy you give a lot of credit to for this win here today. 3-2, Rockers win. That new rule in effect here, starting with a man on second base. It didn't happen until 2 outs with Giovanni Alfonso coming through and making the play. Rockers win. Tomorrow is a day off for the Rockers. Be on the lookout for another episode 6, I think, of Off the Rockers. We have a great interview with Coach Billy Horn that gives a lot of insight and a lot of information, and he's hilarious and a lot of fun to talk to. So you're going to want to look for that. You can find it on Spreaker and wherever you get podcasts. Look for that, Off the Rockers. We thank you so much for joining us here today. The Rockers win 3-2. They split the series with the Long Island Ducks. That brings this series to an end. And then they take on the Lancaster Barnstormers. It's the first time that the Rockers have seen the Barnstormers, not just at home, but in general this season. And they are from the Freedom Division. The Lancaster Barnstormers take on your Rockers on the 18th at 6:30, the 19th at 11 a.m., a camp day, and then on the 20th, the last day of the homestand, the last game in June, at 6:30 on Thursday. So 3 more chances to catch your Rockers. They take this game. They split the series. Ash, your final thoughts, then we'll say goodbye here from the point.
Yeah, final thoughts. The Rockers needed this win today, needed to split the series with the Ducks. Still keeping pace, only 3.5 games back. Looking for a strong start and a sweep of the Barnstormers. And just want to go into the All-Star break with a strong finish.
Trying to finish June strong at home. They got 3 more games in June here, and that's the 3 left in this homestand. And then the next time they'll be back is in July. We thank you so much for listening to us. Once again, a huge happy Father's Day to everybody out there who listened to us. Extra inning win for the Rockers, 3-2. Giovanni Alfonso is the hero with the game winner. All right, you were so great. We'll let you have the day off tomorrow, then we'll see you again on Tuesday at 6:30, pregame at 6:15 on Spreaker and YouTube. All right, see you next time. See you Tuesday at BB&T Point or right here on YouTube and Spreaker. Kevin McMahon saying Happy Father's Day and so long. I'm here with Ash Fields.
Happy Father's Day and thanks very much.
See ya. Rockers win 3-2.